So that could be a possible fight.
That's a possible fight.
But then
I would take that thing to Vegas, and we are dividing that thing finje.
But you know what would be big right now? What would be big was a boxer coming to MMA.
That is it.
Last Saturday, there was an epic boxing match between the world's heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and MMA fighter Francis Ngannou in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The judges gave a controversial split decision to Tyson Fury, but a lot of fans felt that Ngannou won the fight. You'll remember that Ngannou knocked down Fury in the third round. Now, no, Mike, maybe this fight, from what you saw, and even you, Mosh Fire, what do you think this does for the future of boxing? As this was the world champion, the world heavyweight champion, being knocked down by an MMA fighter in his first professional boxing match. Uno Mike.
So the buzz was, and many conspiracy theories and many WhatsApp networks and whatever were saying that there's no way an MMA fighter would come in and would be given the decision, even if the fight itself was not a championship. The belts were not on the line. But it showed that it is possible that, because most people were predicting that Ngannou will tire out. Because of the way he was throwing, the way he's fighting, because then they are normally 3 rounds, 5 minutes. But we are talking about 3 minutes, 10 rounds, 3 minutes
each.
3 minutes each. Right, that's like 30 minutes. But no, and just throwing. So I think what was happening, not I think, but my personal belief was that if Ngannou had won, that would have put the sport of boxing in jeopardy. It already is, because it is not as popular as it was like during our times for Akina Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Akina Bruno, and Akina the British guy Lennox Lewis. And I think the last main captivating fighters were Manny Pacquiao and Floyd
Mayweather.
Floyd Manny Mayweather. Right?
Bernard Hopkins.
And Bernard, the executioner.
But
Pacquiao, Floyd.
I mean, I'll go with Floyd anytime.
No, but I'm saying at that time, those names, the names.
Yes.
The heavy-hitting names.
Yes, heavy-hitting names, I would guess so.
Now, for me, I think the transition of... I was curious to find out how he would have done, or how he would have fared when I look at someone like the other MMA guy that fought, the white boy that fought Floyd. Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor.
And how he faded out towards the end, and he sort of just tired out and whatever. So I think if the decision had gone to Ngannou, it would have affected boxing. However, him doing what he did, dropping the world champion
like a sack of potatoes,
and that in itself,
and pulling some Afrobeat moves.
That
he was down,
and that in itself already put boxing like from emergency room to probably entering ICU.
Because all these great all these great fighters were talking about how these great boxers were talking about how Ngannou will be crushed and how this was a big mistake.
Yeah, because it's a boxer.
It's a boxer
in the ring. A pure boxer, because
not only a boxer, a heavyweight.
Correct. And then you have this guy who's come from MMA, who's used to, I guess, rolling in the.
And he hasn't fought for I think a whole year.
And let's also understand that the guy who owns MMA, the career, did Ngannou. He did him wrong.
The guy who owns UFC, Dana White.
That guy.
Did him wrong.
That orange supporter guy. That guy did Ngannou wrong.
But now look, Ngannou is the biggest guy in all of fight sports.
Yes.
Whether you call it boxing, whether you call
whatever
it MMA,
it is.
He's the hottest commodity.
He's a draw.
And I think they haven't even confirmed, because this was supposed to be like a preview, a pre-show to Usyk's fight, Usyk and Fury in December. who was supposed to go back to Riyadh to fight. So this was just by the way. Yeah, just entertainment. Get some celebrities.
Do you think?
Let's see how things are gonna be.
Do you think that Fury will fight in December?
He was supposed to, but now they've not confirmed.
I don't see him fighting in December.
Now they've not confirmed.
After going through this,
yeah.
Let me tell you.
I don't see him fighting in December.
The way that Cameroon, that
Fury,
African
that
man,
guy gave him some good body shots.
Because I think this would have put, like that fight that they were building up, the Usyk Fury fight, it puts it in jeopardy because who knows what's going to happen. The other interesting thing I learned from Ngannou is that he said that Deontay Wilder is training for MMA.
Interesting.
So, yes, he's been training for MMA.
I will pull an Ali here, and I will predict. I personally believe MMA fighters can adapt well
to boxing, but not the other way around. Because
MMA is a skill set. It's a
MMA is a skill set, and MMA,
skill set.
I feel like it's one of those places where you can get killed. Because in boxing, not saying that you can't get killed in boxing, but in boxing there's no physical contact of the bodies. Because now in MMA, in UFC, anything can come flying at you. It could be an elbow,
a head.
It could be anything. Anything could come flying at you.
Did you guys notice that it's ironical that Fury is the one who threw an elbow?
Yeah, I know. Fury, I think Fury was also in shock. Fury was in shock.
Jama threw an elbow.
Yeah.
You'd expect that of the MMA guy. But my belief is that Deontay Wilder in MMA. Let me say this. Let me wait and see.
I'd love to watch, but I think I'm
going to watch it. Oof. But if you go pound for pound with, let's say, the equivalent of, let's say, like an Adesanya, if they're the same weight class, Israel.
What weight class would Deontay Wilder?
Deontay is a heavyweight.
He would be a heavyweight.
Yeah,
so that would be Ngannou.
So why don't they get in the ring together
with Ngannou?
I love Deontay Wilder. No.
You mean box or do MMA?
Box.
Who and who?
Deontay and Ngannou.
So that could be a possible fight.
That's a possible fight.
But then
I would take that thing to Vegas, and we are dividing that thing finje.
But you know what would be big right now? What would be big was a boxer coming to MMA.
That is it.
That would be big.
But translation ni ngumu, because at least unajua hapa ka MMA kuna ka wrestling, kuna jiu-jitsu, yes, kuna taekwondo hapa kidogo, there's kickboxing hapa
Muay Thai, kuna kaudo.
Getting all of those skills, forgetting the boxing and bringing those skills where you're doing the clutching, those how to get
grappling,
how to get out of a hold.
Yeah.
I don't know. That thing, it's a skill, man.
I know.
To get out of those holds that jama mekushika hivi na mekuwekea knee, back, head and shoulders. At SG, then you do, I don't know, left, right, and there's an actual formula to it.
There's
an actual formula that if you roll left and you roll right, then you do what and you do
SG. Box. See where, but it's a skill set.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple of comments coming in here regarding this fight. First of all, let me see. Slay was asking, how does boxing work? Francis clearly knocked out the other guy. I agree with Slay.
So
I agree with Slay.
I agree with her. However, he was knocked down, not knocked out. If he was knocked out, then it would have been a different decision.
A knockdown
is supposed to remove points.
Take away points.
So what they are claiming is that even in that round, with the points that you get, it's like even if he won that round, the next couple of rounds he still didn't win.
How many rounds do you think Fury won out of the 10 rounds?
I'd say 4.
Okay.
So I would say 4, and I don't know. Okay. Uno, you watched the fight. We watched the fight together.
Okay. Yes.
So I would say, Uno, how many do you think that Fury won?
And even the people listening right now, listening right now. So let's give him 4.
Okay.
Let's give him 4. So the guy, and
okay, even if we give him 5.
Yeah. So typically, and even let's give him 5.
Yes.
So typically, the way this is scored it's typically, you know, like if you lose a round, it's gonna be 10 to the winner and 9 to the loser. So
or 8, depends on what you do.
So eight is if there was a knockdown, for example. So you see, like in that round,
and I knew there was a knockdown.
Where there was a knockdown, so he had a point taken away. So even if we give him 5 rounds, how in the world did those 2 judges? Because it was a split decision. There was one judge, it was 2-1. One judge gave it to Ngannou, and 2 judges gave it to
one of the judges was like 96-93.
96-93. I have a feeling that maybe a text might have come directly from MBS,
I think.
and they told them, hey, you guys, you're gonna mess up the fight here December.
A brown envelope.